Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for our national anthem.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Maryland Jockey Club at Laurel Park for a Friday the 13th edition of Today at the Races. I'm Dan Ullman along with Keith Fustel. Keith, we had some big prices on Sunday.
We did. How about that? We started the day off with a big one. Davy Jones worked through a little traffic to get up at $30.
Dog with a great call, no monkeying around.
Well, he's the best. APM Motion, $133.80. Just opened up about 6 and said, see you later. Dollar Exacta there, paid $300. Early pick 5, 1 ticket, $33,000. How about Hot Boss and the Holy Brick Exacta? Holy Brick, this man gave you out Holy Brick at 34-1 just to get zapped at the wire, but a tremendous call on Dan's part. Dollar Exacta there, $244.80. You think, we've given you some of these prices. How about a wheel top and bottom? You can't let something like that get past you. Preacher Myers, best bet of the day. I owe him a cocktail. $16.40. Dollar Exacta there, $225.40. Late pick 5, $27.79 and 55 cents. So yeah, Sunday could have been a very profitable day for some people. But again, we do a lot of the work. Nobody, and I've worked with a lot of people in the past, and we all put in time. This guy does the most of anybody I've ever seen, been a part of. When he digs out 34-1s, 20-1s, please pay attention. And like I said, you've got to wheel these horses. You're in for a tremendous score. That horse ran great, Dan.
Oh, that horse ran great. First time on the turf for Milan Milosevic. So we've got big prices. We've got a beautiful day. The main track is fast. The turf is firm. Let's check out our weather conditions here on Friday the 13th. 83 degrees, calm winds. It's just such a lovely day. If you happen to be watching us and you're in the area, come on out for a great Friday afternoon of action here at Laurel Park, kicking off Father's Day weekend. Sunday, of course, not only the Father's Day celebration, but also steeplechase racing and a really competitive stake, the Stormy Blues for 3-year-old fillies turf sprinters.
There's just so much to look forward to for this weekend. Listen, we're ramping things up. Going to finish with a bang. We've only got a couple weeks left in this summer meet, and then we take a little bit of a hiatus. So get what you can right now. Again, the steeplechase races. What'd you say? We got like a Canadian Triple Crown winner in one of those.
Triple Crown. He won the third leg of the Triple Crown back in 2023. We'll keep a look at him in race number 1 as he begins his jump career. But let's start at race number 1 here on Friday. We're going a mile on the turf. It's for 3 and up, which have started for a claiming price of 25 or less and which have never won 3 races, or claiming 25 down to 20, now winners of 3, or 3-year-olds. Take out the MTO, the 5 Tough Luck. Take out the 8 Transactional. The 9 Praetorian Gold will be ridden by J.G. Torrealba. This is the first leg of the first of 2 value pick 5 wagers. We call it the value pick 5, if you don't know by now, because of the low 12% takeout. It's simply the best bet in the business. Keith, you got a ticket.
Yeah, we want to see this pot really strong for this early value pick 5. I have a $24 ticket. Again, tricky little sequence, Rojo Redemption, Stellar Loot, all for some solid value in race number 1, 2 deep. In race number 2 with the 3, My Sugar Boo and Magically Vanished. Theme of 2 deeps here. Race 3, 4, and 9. Kourou going to be a very short price for Laird George and Tate's War Cry. In the 4th, I'm going to key around Thunder in Paris. What a performance that was last time. The Loop and Swoop move, will it work again? Might have to lay a little bit closer today with the scratch of the speed. The 6, Lift the Lid in race number 4. Also going to use Dissolute in there. Let's wrap things up. Race 5 with the 4, the 7, and the 8. 2-year-old fillies. Maiden special weight variety going 5.5 as they extend the distances for these 2-year-olds. That's a good race, some good breeding in there. That's a $24 early value pick 5 ticket.
Take advantage of that 12% takeout in our value pick 5 wagers. Let's start things off with your top pick here in the opener. That's the number 1, Rojo Redemption. We have a video spotlight for this horse. Now, this is the most recent race on the flat, the final start of 2024. I love the tactical speed this horse show, and he is real game in between behind the favored winner.
Yeah, it was caught. Yeah, did break from the 10 post. Big field, was able to get position with Forest Boys as she does so many times, time and time again. She runs as good as a race as anybody, but makes this bid, this challenge in between horses, just a miss. Really, really gutsy effort. You hit the nail on the head. Positional speed. With the scratch of the 8 Transactional, we're going to need Forrest to use that to get into position, and I think she will be able to. We've seen Jack Fisher do this move before, jumps to the flats. I got it done with Mission North. The horse the other day, I actually went back. The buyer figure wasn't, but it didn't run terrible. Just couldn't make that big of an impact late. I think we'll watch that one next time out. But Rojo Redemption, I think, is going to slide into a very good position early. Certainly off the 2 1/4 hurdle races will bring a finish. Not going to get much of a price, though.
But no, this horse is certainly the horse to beat, but has tactical speed, as you mentioned. I think Forrest is going to place this horse in the pocket. If the 3, Imagine It All, still has that early speed that he displayed before going on a 575-day layoff for Sammy Davis. He was in good form before the break. What I like about this horse is he was able to go through fast interior fractions on the lead and kept on going. First quarter, 24-21. Second quarter, 23-95. Third quarter, 23-74. And then the favorite just nabbed him on the wire. So he can go quicker, and still be there at the wire. What do we get off the long layoff? Who knows? But I think with the scratch of Transactional, Imagine It All becomes the speed of the race.
Yeah, I think Praetorian Gold will have something to say about that as well. Second off the break for Erin McClellan, who's done quite well with her turf runners at Laurel over the last couple of years. Trouble Trip. We brought up a little bit of a late video spotlight, right, for Praetorian Gold off of that race, May the 3rd. The first race of the day.
It's the first start off the layoff, and you're going to see that this horse kind of gets pulling and is steadied all the way and shuffled back now. He's down towards the inside, and now it's up to Victor to try to find things through traffic. Down towards the inside, we're going to see Praetorian Gold now looking for a little bit of room. The horse does appear to have a bit of run. Victor's going to pop him here left-handed, and now Praetorian Gold starts to kick. Splitting horses now, changing to the left lead, in behind horses, has to alter course back to the rail, and now fires on to get beat a length by the favorite Rye Diggity Dog. All this in the first start off of a September layoff. It's a promising effort to be sure, and Erin McClellan does this very well. Second after 180 to 365-day layoffs, almost a 30% strike rate and a 223 ROI.
That's really, really good. And on the go back, has the ability to stretch things out. I think we'll do so. We'll set up shop. You know, I think just outside of Imagine It All, if Imagine It All just doesn't fire at all early, this horse could end up on the lead. I key around Rojo Redemption, talking back of that race again, the video we showed. That was a key race. Missionera came back off that race to win off the layoff with a good buyer. Whiskey in the Jar the 7th. It's a horse we both liked back on May the 3rd. Did not kick. Things got back to good last time out. A really strong effort, making that move up the inside to battle just to fade. Do you think that was like a wake-up and a little bit of tell, hey, maybe he's back in form and he can get back to the turf and run one of those back races that he's run?
This was one of those horses that, when Schenkel had him, they put the cheek pieces on and the blinkers off, and it was the one horse from that barn that didn't seem to work out with it. And then Tim Keefe claimed the horse ran him with the cheek pieces 2 starts back. I have him off for the most recent race. Maybe that was the wake-up call that Whiskey in the Jarro needed, because he has run some really good turf races with tough trips on the go-back. You also have Stellar Lube in the mix in here, the number 4. This horse is a strong closer, ran very well off of a similar layoff last year, and ran into a good field last time out. That Switzer came back and earned an 80 buyer in his very next start. Does the scratch of transactional work against a deep closer like Stellar Lube?
It definitely can, and freshened up, maybe. He'll show a little bit more speed to get closer, but he really doesn't have a whole lot. But it's kind of the class. The horses that he ran against, he improved off the claim. You talked about the race on September the 7th, like 24. Several horses came out of there to run big. The 2-back race against Wish Me Home, Elder Larry, American Unity, none of those horses are in here like that. So I think a fresh Stellar Lute with the X-Man, who's ridden this horse well, has a shot.
Nice way to kick off the opener, the opening leg of our 12% takeout value pick 5. 1479 for Keith, 3196 for me. Race number 2 is on the main track. It's a 1-turn mile with the second wire finish. Fillies and mares 3 and up, which have never won 2 races, claiming tag 10,000 down to 8. The 2 Style and Profile will be ridden by Weston Hamilton. You like my Sugar Boo in this race. This is the turf to dirt derby. It seems like every horse in this race is going turf to dirt. And as we kick off the first of our 3 50-cent pick 4 wagers, my Sugar Boo is one of those turf to dirt runners. And the last time she ran on dirt, she ran very well.
And again, I think she'll have a little bit of flow to go after. Tia Mia knows one way, and that's to the front. But this horse was improving. I think making some strides. And you go back to the 2-back race, it was good. Broke a little bit slow against that Ness horse, Mucho Tinker. Made the run around the turn. I thought kept on quite gamely. I think she's got the right kind of finish against this group to follow through. Turf to dirt for me. Let's get it done, Aguirre.
Turf to dirt for me on the 6, Magically Vanished, who figures to take a ton of money based on the fact that she's exceeded this buyer par in 3 of her 4 dirt starts. Her race 3 starts back I thought was pretty good in for the quarter, tracked the pace in a loose pocket, cut the corner in the stretch. The trip was good, but the winner of that race for the win was odds on that day. I just think Magically Vanished fits. I am a bit concerned in a slow field that maybe the pace isn't going fast, and I think Magically Vanished at least needs a solid pace, but with the long stretch of the 1-turn mile, I think maybe Torrealba can time it just right.
I think when you're breaking down internals here and looking at some of these halves and 3/4 times, some of these races, these horses are coming out of some of the races, they're not blazing. I think Magically Vanished has got enough position speed to lay close enough. My biggest concern, claimed out of that big romp 18 in debut, and it was a long time back, and now we're kind of getting towards the bottom. What does she have left? And if she brings a B-plus effort, she's going to beat this field.
Tekka is the number 4, a horse with a little bit of upside potential, another one going turf to dirt, and a horse with winning experience at the 1-turn mile at Laurel. She was a very comfortable winner. 2 starts back in that quarter maiden. She broke sharp. She let the speeds go. She has a bad habit of kind of flashing her tail in the stretch, but I'll let it go. I think Tekka's going to be right there when the field swings for home.
I agree. And that was, she made that improvement. Second time Lasix, and the third time Lasix was on the turf coming back to the main track. Just a touch more, and Tekka. I don't think anybody runs away with this. I'm just hoping my Sugar Boo can kind of grind it out there with Yomar.
3, 6, 4, and 1 for Keith. 6, 3, 4, and 5 for me in race number 2. Race number 3 is at 1 mile on the turf. It is a maiden event. Claiming price 40 down to 32. Maryland breds eligible for the $50,000 tag. We have a full field of 9 in this race. This is the first leg of our middle 50-cent pick 4. And as Keith mentioned, the prices on Sunday were very good. This is a skullbuster of a card. Get involved in these multiple race wagers. It could prove to be a bonanza. Your top picks where we're going to go first. That's the number 4, Kourou, who made his first start off a lengthy layoff last time out in this turf race, and boy, did he run well.
Yeah, first time for Laird George, and encountered some real trouble right at the break. We're going to sue this. Even the old bad stumble, multiple, just really took a couple strides to get itself together. And once he did, he had to overcome a wide trip, overland, 4 wide. Chevy Man, it took a lot of play. That was, I believe, the trained that horse?
Mac Hendricks, right?
Yeah, that's right. That was right. That's exactly right on the barn change. But makes this run out 4 deep around the turn. I thought all in all, a very good effort. The Lasix came off, and Laird George looking, I think, for the first victory here at Laurel. This might be the one just to do it. Any kind of cleaner break. His figures kind of dominate this group. Yeah, you're going to talk me into the stranger you've got, Wicked Boss, but this horse keeps trying to the wire. Coral on this to get up to second to beat Gray Bixby, but Wicked Boss, what do you got?
Well, I want to talk about Koru real quick.
Okay.
Because, boy, you're absolutely right. If he runs that race, he's going to be tough. Missed the break, big wide move. The winner saved all the ground. My one concern is I got to look at him in the paddock and on the post parade, and he was really acting up. And I wonder if he took a lot of the starch out of himself there. So if you happen to be on track today or watching on your ADW, keep an eye on Koru and see if he's a little bit better behaved with that race under his girth.
And it's probably a little bit warmer today. It's a little, if that adds into the whole mix, yeah, it could be a real negative for Koru at a short price. You're going value. Yeah. You're looking Wicked Boss, the 5 at 10 to 1 with Weston Hamilton. First time gelding.
I wish there was a little bit more black type turf in this pedigree. Wicked Strong is not known for his turf success, only 5% with first turf runners. But the dam earned a career best 81 Beyer speed figure on turf. The second dam was a turf winner. And this horse is listed as a first time gelding after showing improved early speed in his most recent start. Wicked Boss to me is a horse that I think can get up close to the pace, if not outright on the lead in this 2-turn mile event. The interesting thing to me was looking at that last workout on June the 4th. 2 horses worked, 5 furlongs in 102. One was Wicked Boss. The other one was Twain. I wonder if they worked in company. Maybe they did. Maybe they didn't. I just think Wicked Boss has some upside and some speed, and I'd like to give him a chance at a price.
Definitely respect the trainer when she sends him out on the turf, even main track. One True Dude. We just ran into a buddy of ours who was talking up One True Dude. We know Mark Lapidus and Mike Girales have done quite well off the claim in recent years in Maryland. 33% recently. Stretching out a good finish. Z Bogdan, the winner of that race, but also out of there was another runner. Yeah, 6th place made from Leona. Came back and ran a big number, a 65 Beyer last week. And we can project improvement on the stretch out by Hightail, One True Dude, a player in race number 3.
And you know that Forrest is going to get this horse out of the gate and get this horse close to the pace. I don't see a ton of speed in here. Maybe Regency Tail, maybe Wicked Boss, but One True Dude stretching out in distance should be close to the pace. The number 2 is Luca Machine. I've got this horse in the mix. Another horse trying turf for the first time. Now, I really like this horse's turf pedigree. I like the Liam's maps on turf. This horse is a half to a turf sprint winner. And this horse breezed 21-2 over the synthetic surface before selling for $200,000. Now, maybe that synthetic form will translate to turf because this horse has been a disappointment and has not lived up to the price thus far. We do have a trainer stat, however, for Luca Machine. Ned Allard, second off layoffs between 6 months and a year, 24%, but more importantly, an $8.05 ROI. If Luca Machine can run at all, it might be on turf.
And I think if Luca Machine runs, you're going to see this guy forward. Maybe Regency Tail. It was a slow early fast kind of pace last time. This horse just kind of fizzled through the final 3/16 of a mile. But I think the 1 and the 2 are the horses are going to be playing early up on the front end.
You've got Tate's War Cry in the mix. I really thought this horse ran an underrated race in his career debut. He got bumped at the start. He tried to sneak into a spot on the rail and got shuffled back, and he finished up good with a sneaky gallop out. I liked this horse a little bit last time out, and maybe just the pace didn't shape up for him as well as it could. I think he fits really well at this class level, but just needs a setup.
Lots of guesses in here. Outside of the favorite, he shows at least he can run on the turf a little bit. Hence, I'm going to toss him into the mix.
Koru, though, is the horse to beat. 4, 9, 8, and 6. I'll take a stab with Wicked Boss. 5, 2, 4, and 9 in race number 3. Race number 4 is at 6 furlongs on the dirt. It's a claiming race for fillies and mares 3 and up, which have never won 3 or the straight 3-year-old fillies. Take out the 6, Lift the Lid, who is going to be a pace factor in here. The 3, Kitty's Pretty, will be ridden by Jan Rodriguez. The 8, Dissolute, will be ridden by Michael Sanchez. This is the first leg of our 20-cent Chesapeake Pick 6 jackpot wager. Pick the first place finisher in each of the final 6 races on the card. If you're the only one to do so, you get the whole pot and the carryover, $5,704. It's getting up there.
Oh, that's absolutely getting up there. I will take it. Thunder in Paris, we're going to go right to the video spotlight. And if she maintains this kind of form, this field's in for maybe a little bit of a hurt. And this is a strong move after not the sharpest of beginnings. Chavez got this one to relax a little bit, worked outside, leaving the far turn. And look at this swoop move, 5 wide, and just blows this field away. 58 Beyer, so pairing up close to a pair. And she's made a jump now for Corrales. I think going to work through this condition quite well. I would have liked to have seen lift the lid, stay in.
Right.
On the go back, though, she's shown even a little bit more positional speed, which I think she's going to have to use today. Dissolute might be the one, I think, that kind of goes ahead and goes. This is a tricky race to kind of visualize now with the scratch of lift the lid, because I knew if she broke, she was definitely going to clear against this group coming out some really fast opening quarter-mile times.
And this horse had been knocking on the door leading up to that race. That was an explosive performance, as we all saw. My one concern, and you look at the short comments that the boys do, step slow, bobbled, bumped start. Sometimes she can be her own worst enemy, and if the pace doesn't materialize, maybe Thunder in Paris will have a lot to do. But off of that last race, she is a logical contender, and we both have her in there. Gilda's girl, Keith. I thought it was a bad loss last time out. Going a mile and a 16th. I thought that track was favoring speed. This horse made the lead. Jamie, I thought, kicked on for home at just the right time, and she got run down in the stretch. Maybe it's a sign that at this point in her career, she does need a turn back to 6 furlongs. She has won from off the pace in the past. I do wonder if this distance is a little bit sharp for her, but at least she's shown speed routing. Maybe she can stay close.
She does. When you look at it, you go back on her races, I think she can stay within range here, especially with a good break. She's down inside. I probably prefer her a little bit better at 7/8 of a mile than 6. She's run, I mean, you could basically say consistently faster than this group. Maybe Dissolute's up there with her, but Gilda's girl with a clean break and, avoiding any kind of severe trouble into the turn, she should make a run into this.
Dissolute was wired last time out over a sloppy track at Delaware. She can show a lot more speed. Just didn't break very well and got pushed around leaving the gate. I'd like to see her show some speed in here. This is a very underrated jockey, Michael Sanchez takes them out. Sanchez has been riding in sensational form right now. And I think Dissolute's either going to be on the lead or right there parked on the outside turning for home. And this horse has back races.
Yeah, I think she needs this little bit of a drop. She's kind of been a little bit of a teaser. She's shown some ability, hasn't really, come to a head. But I think with the scratch, this position outside, all systems go. We've got to be forward. If she's not 1-2 turning for home, I'll be shocked, and I think she can fight it out.
Antonacci girl's got a lot of upside potential. She's hit the board in all 5 starts. Another horse turning back in distance. She was the beaten favorite last time out at Pimlico. It was a muddy track. It was a speed-friendly track. She tried to get into it with an outside bid, and then she changed back to her left lead late. She may need to run faster. Her buyers are a little bit light, but turning back, she has one sprinting. She goes out for a high percentage barn.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But she will have to jump up at least several points, I would say, on the buyer scale.
4817 for Keith, 1478 for me in race number 4. 4 down, 5 to go. We're going to take a quick break. When we return to Today at the Races, it's time for the late value pick 5. Welcome back to Today at the Races. I'm Dan. He's Keith. It's Friday the 13th, but we're hoping for nothing but good luck as we kick off our late value pick 5 with race number 5. We're going 5.5 furlongs. 2-year-old fillies. It's a maiden special weight. Taking out your morning line favorite, the 3 Matoli is Dynamite. The 4 Dreaming of Ali's Jan Rodriguez takes the mount. Again, it is the first leg of our 12% takeout value pick 5. It's a classic watch the board race. We don't get a chance to to watch the board.
Yeah.
Thankfully, those that are playing the late value pick 5, like our good friend and colleague Callie Francois, they will get a chance to watch the board. Callie's spreading.
Yeah, and I completely agree with this move by her in this race. Just too many unknowns. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. She's got my price in there. Barbados Bulldog at a 12-1 morning line. It's healthy. Here we go. Here's your single. A little bit of a bold single, too. I think Rod Dog likes this horse. I like the horse into the mix. You do as well. Efficacy for Madison Myers. Been off a little bit, but stretching out with Sheldon Russell. We've seen that team do some damage. Race 7 with the 2, 4, and 6. Spoils of War looking to make that run into the flow. Race 8, 1, 5, and 6. Aero Speed should be a solid fave in race number 8. Ness might have him surrounded. Mosler time off a little bit of a break. Race 9, 6 and the 8. Another, I think race 9's tricky. A lot of play going to come in on I Think I Love You. I don't think she's any kind of a slam dunk. There's your ticket. It's a $45 ticket. You have to spread around, certainly, I would think, in this open. If you see, a horse open 3 to 5, 4 to 5, and stayed there till very, very late, maybe you can kind of get away and use 2 or 3. But I like her play here on the late value pick 5. Again, 12% low takeout.
Let's talk about your top pick in here. A first-time starter for the Jose Corrales barn, the 7 Barbados Bulldog. Jose is not known for winning first time out, but I want to say this. He has a lot of 2-year-olds this year, and several of them have already run very well.
Yeah, again, they took the words right out of my mouth. That's the key. They have been coming out. They've been running from tougher positions. A slew of horses of his have caught the rail first time out, and they've been trying. They've been giving some good efforts. Barbados Bulldog. Interesting that he goes to Caramanos. I know Corrales rides a lot of guys. Caramanos has come back, and he's doing well. I like to draw outside. Barbados, 18% with the 2-year-old first-time starters. Now, it's not a huge sample. It's the bottom side, and he's trained one of the siblings. Bottom side, she won debut, did Arch Enemy. 9 starters, 4 debut winners. 2 have run second. Steady works. Taking a shot at a price, just like you said. These horses, his 2-year-olds, have been performing quite well.
The 4 is Dreaming of Alice, first-time starter for Gary Capp, and that just seems to be the M.O. for the Gary Capp barn recently. They win with first-time starters. We have a trainer stat for the 4 Dreaming of Alice. 2-year-old debut runners, 6 for the last 14, 43%, a $3 ROI. So we've got the trainer thing going for us. We also have the fact that Upstart wins 18% with 2-year-old debut runners. This horse is a half to 2 winners. The Dam's a half to 5 black-type earners. So there's plenty of pedigree on the bottom, and this horse should have a nice foundation with several workouts leading up to the debut.
Second Dam, I've got 1 first out. She ran an 85 and a 99. She was quick, and this one very well could be fast coming in here for Gary Capuano, our video spotlight horse. We're going to spotlight another G-Cap runner. That's the 8 Doc's Miracle, 5 to 2 in debut. Wasn't the easiest of beginnings, unfortunately. Long River trying to get him the win early. Maybe this one can get it done today.
This horse showed some ability in this race. Gets the pinch coming out of the gate and going 4.5 furlongs. It is not easy to recover from that. But to Doc's Miracle's credit, he was in against a stablemate that can run a little bit. That Just Filtered really ran a hole in the wind. But watch Doc's Miracle. What a great experience this was. After breaking slow, having to run down towards the inside, and eventually finished up passing some horses. Took some money that day. I like that Doc's Miracle breaks outside of horses this time. Might not have to worry about the pinch. I'm expecting more early speed.
And the family certainly is there on the bottom side. Nothing but win. Ginger Snap. Yeah. Galawi?
Don't know much about this sire. All I know is he's had 1 debut runner and 1 winner, and that's good enough for me.
Do you know where it was?
Where?
Track was EDR Energy Downs out in Wyoming. And here's the kicker. Now, a Maryland bred shows up in Wyoming to get the money.
Why aren't we going out there?
By 14. That was unreal.
Did he get a fig?
I got to check into that. I did not see the fig yet. It hadn't been posted.
We might be on the road making some phone calls to get him out here. The Dam was a 5-time winner, and the Dam's a half to Princess Coca-Chin, who is a very fast horse. This horse has speed on the bottom of the pedigree. Robbie Bales can win with these kind of horses. We have a trainer stat. First-time starters on dirt. Recently good. 3 for the last 12. 25%, 238 ROI. Shows a bullet workout. But more importantly to me, I love that this horse has a couple of 5/8 drills leading up to a 5.5 furlong start this time of year.
Absolutely. Saw Robbie the other day. Thanks again, Robbie. He knows what I'm talking about. Good details. The 2, Tacit Value, going to be a good number here for Leaf.
Tacitus was the kind of horse that got a very bad reputation. He made about $6 million in his career, but he was best known for running second and third, and everyone said that Tacitus hung like a chandelier. I don't think that was the case. I just think maybe he found one or two better. He was a very good horse. I wonder if maybe his progeny are going to want a little bit more distance, but this is another situation. I don't mind this work tempo. A lot of wet track workouts. I'm not sure we should trust those slow times.
All right, that is true. Only, 3 starters so far is what I had for Tacitus. Not a lot to kind of go on.
And you know what's funny? We've talked about just about every horse in the race except the BTR first.
Oh, that's right.
That's the 6
Gallop.
This one's by Basin, who was a pretty good little sprinter, a Pennsylvania bred. Again, 5/8 of a mile, 101 breeze. This is the horse where if you see the money coming in and she's 3 to 5, the word might be out.
I mean, we just assume the horse is going to get crushed. We're going to look for a little bit better prices, but one debut winner within this family. Basin just getting started.
7, 8, 4, and 5 for Keith. 5, 2, 8 for me in number 5. Race number 6, 1 mile on the turf. It's a maiden event, claiming price 25 down to 20. Maryland bred's eligible for the 30 big scratch. The 4, Come Rain or Shine, was going to take out some money. Main track only's 5 and 11. Knucker Punk, the 8, is out. Super Chunk, the 9, will be ridden by Jan Rodriguez. This is the Jackpot Super High 5 race. And the Jackpot Super High 5, that carryover's growing. People have been playing this bet, and why not? You get big fields, and it's a $9,000 carryover coming into this event.
Very challenging race. I go outside, Dan. I go outside with Brighty by DeMar Chalet. I just kind of like the grit that this guy has shown. He's had adversity within his races, came back off the break from December to May, wanted to get back on the turf, not steadied midway on the final turn, worked a trip out. The trial on the turf, 3 races back on the page. Mortal Sin held up, leaving the far turn and finished. That's what I'm looking for here. Some proven turf form, especially going longer within this group. I feel I can trust for the last couple weeks. He's winning some races.
And we got a trainer stat from Milan Milosevic and Brighty. After layoffs between 120 and 180 days, 30% recently, a $2.88 return on investment. I, like you, am going to use Brighty in the first leg of our late 50-cent pick 4 wager. Efficacy is a horse I've kind of been waiting for, and I think you're right. I think he's been entered and scratched a few times. This horse sprinted twice, didn't show much early speed, really took a long time for this one to get to the races. Didn't debut till November of his 4-year-old year. I thought this horse ran okay last time out. He was near the back. He had to alter course on the outside, and he was running at the end of that race with a good gallop out. Now, often, those late rallies sprinting do not translate to 2 turns. I think this horse has enough pedigree to get the 2 turns with the right trip. I'm hoping for a little more tactical speed under Sheldon.
We show this race. Did I put this one as? There it is. Okay, we're going to. I'll tell you what, Sheldon again. It was kind of like the ride he gave on the Brittany horse the other day, the one debut with Colonial.
Yes.
Similar. Very patient. Watch this. Wasn't even moving till about quarter pole, 3/16, and then the traffic.
In the traffic, and now he's out of the picture, but you're going to see him streaking late to finish 4th, and it looks like he's going to be nowhere in here. But once Efficacy got to the outside, he really picks up the pace late. There he is right now, getting away of traffic, and this close is strong. Now he's going to have to go off a little bit of a layoff. I don't really worry about that too much with Madison Myers. I trust this barn. I just think Efficacy is all upside, and I'd like to give him a chance if he goes off at a decent price. Let's talk about Doctor's Orders. The number 10 in here. Doctor's Orders ran on dirt last time out. First time for this barn. Purchased for only $8,000. They almost made out. This ran some solid races on turf down at Gulfstream during their championship meet.
That the key is here. It's similar to like the Tim Keefe horse early in the card we talked about. At least okay, good enough, I think, can bring a finish against this kind of a group. So going to be a user for me. Super Chunk, I kind of popped onto my ticket after the scratch. Only try going back to last summer on the turf was Sands Lasix number. Okay, Bellamy still in the wood. Those horses were doing all right. Comes in off a couple hurdles. Conditioning is there. Sean McDermott at a little bit of a value. We're going to pick up Who we got riding?
Jan Rodriguez.
Jan Rodriguez.
I really respect Sean McDermott. He does excellent work. He's sort of like a Jack Fisher with these horses that can go back and forth. Didn't he have Who's Counting for a while that did good work, Steve?
Yep.
I remember looking at Super Chunk in the paddock before his last race last year, and he is just a monster. Probably weighs over 1,200 pounds. Distance is going to be his friend. Maybe a mile's a little bit sharp, but he was legged up over the jumps, and we're looking for a price. Why not?
Why not? Why not? Why not?
12, 7, 10, 9 for Keith. 7, 12, 10, 9 for me. Same super different order in race number 6, the first leg of our late pick 4. Race number 7, 5.5 on the turf. Claiming events, 16 down to 12.5. Fillies and mares which have never won 3, or the straight 3-year-old fillies. The 8-inst party will be ridden by Horacio Caramanos. Let's start things off with Reassess, your top selection in this race. And we do have a trainer stat for Reassess. Lupe Preciado comes down here and wins in Maryland.
Yeah, in bunches. 8 for 28, 29%. 4 of those wins have been on the turf. I just see no real true speed in here. Reassess's 2 turf races are good enough. Has a win over this turf course. 1 to 2 in life, beating Police Woman. Dug in late to do it. And then went up to Delaware. Good enough try. And maybe a little bit of an inflated number, a 75 fig against a little bit better group. When these guys ships in, he means business. Let's go right to the front, Mikey Sanchez.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned that this pace is going to work against my top selection. It certainly should help your pick. And you made a good point talking about this horse has already won over course and distance in speedy fashion. Inst Party goes second off the layoff for Fellis Allen. And last time out, I thought the trip worked out pretty well. Got the split at just the right time. And this horse was finishing up well at a big price, despite hopping back to her left lead late. I need a little bit of pace help for her, although I thought she was in against a good field. That Tap It Up came back, ran 71 by her next time out at Monmouth. So we'll see if this horse is a little sharper with that race under her girth.
And watch me disappear, carry their speed a long way the other day on this turf course. Clearly getting it out of that starter back to a condition claimer should help Instant Party. But you're right, the lack of real flow. I mean, you look at those internals, 22-4 picked up 45 and 4. But beat some okay horses in there.
Velvet Vixen is still a little bit unexposed on the turf. She has not run on the turf since November the 5th, and I have her checking in between horses on the turn, and then she kind of changed leads several times while in between. I just didn't think it was a very comfortable trip. She has some underrated dirt speed.
I think she's going to be going from the outside. You're right. Not a true read off of that trouble trip. A lot of trouble there. Number kind of stacks up. So any kind of improvement off of that, buyer-wise, she's there. Nuwanda. Our man likes this horse a little bit. Second off a break from Ansi. Anybody else? Police Woman, another closer. Spoils of War.
Spoils of War is a horse you got up there in third. I think I see where you're going here, because the last time this horse went second off the layoff, she really took a step forward. I think she might have needed that last race.
And it's my old outside to inside angle. Any type, I'm going to give her a couple more lengths of improvement just with that move in post position to be able to draft in now. Doesn't have to work out a trip. Just avoid any kind of trouble into the turn. I think she's going to bring a finish in. Great point. Second off the break last time, we saw that move up.
What do you do with a horse like Air One, the number 6, a horse moving synthetic to turf? This is the second start off a very long layoff. She probably needed her last race, and she opened up her lungs with a 22-1 opening quarter.
Only beaten a couple lengths on the go back by Carolina Christina, which would destroy this field. Tough read here. Keith Dickey out of nowhere now. A couple press conferences. Just worried that didn't run better last time out. But, I mean, she's jumped up in the past. She brings close to one of her better races. Yeah, she's got to be part of it.
We are all over the place in race 7, and we like to see that because it's a great betting event for our late value pick 5. 4, 8, 2, 6 for Keith, 8, 9, 1, 5 for me. Time for the first leg of the Lake Daily Double. Race number 8, 1 mile on the main with the second wire finish. 3 and up, which had never won 2 other than maiden, claiming, or starter. 40 down to 32, the optional claiming price. Jean Briseno has the mount on the 4. Your analysis. We like Arrow Speed in this race, and I think Arrow Speed pretty much stands out on paper in some regards. A 91 buyer speed figure last time out. Just couldn't seal the deal. Got up to the stablemate in the stretch and couldn't get by.
Seems to be in a little bit better form than the last time Ness had this runner at Laurel back in December. Got beat by Traffic Master with a 76 buyer, but things now moving back into the barn off the transfer DEA to Ness. Between horses a long way through the backstretch. It was like a tap the brake, a wait, and then made that sudden move to go ahead and go on the attack. I'm not going to fault him. I thought that was a really good effort. That Harp's Hot Corner, another nest runner, really good form.
Now the other nest in this race is the number 1 Stroncino, a horse that could use a little bit of pace help. This is a run closer. It's a short field without much pace. Another video spotlight to show you on Stroncino.
Yeah, this is Preakness weekend, May 16th, and everything went bad at the start. Against a quality field, that was it. A little shuffle. Point Room just controlled things up front. That's the other nest. Second place finisher came back to win. But Stroncino, you look back in this race at Parks against Aerospeed, heavily favored against that one. Who's the better animal? We're going to find out today.
We're going to find out. I wonder if tactical ability is the key in this race, however, and maybe 5 gets the jump on the 1 for home. Mosler Time is fascinating because this horse is very, very fresh, and he was running against some good horses for the layoff. Mosler Time was been against Stakes Company in the Dickey Small. He was pushing the pace over that wet track, really hard ridden on the turn. He had a bad habit of kind of always swapping back to his left lead at a key moment, but he ran an 89 Beyer speed figure, 3 starts back, and if he runs anything close to that off the layoff, he'll be tough.
Yeah, Cody Durr, boys down there from the Ellery Trials, do good work, and this one, as you say, fresh is the key. Outside, will be able to go, I think is the fastest horse early in this group. We'll go ahead and go to the front, try to slow things down through the backstretch. Sagrada Ray, interesting move for me here for Kieran. You know, you get the horse off the claim, beaten 27 at Pimlico. Brushed a little bit at the break, backs up, still protects. This horse ran really, really good the day it was claimed on April the 5th. It showed a little dimension, making that move from just off the pace. I think that's telling you something. This guy's going to come back and run a much better performance than what he showed at Pimlico.
See, I think he's the one that's going to be making the pace, breaking from post position too. Look at those fractions that Point Doom set down, and this horse is on a hard chase, 23-24, and then goes, what, 23-13? That was all she wrote for Sagrada Ray. Sagrada Ray will not have to work as hard to get on or near the lead in this race, and you're right, another horse with a lot of back class. We'll see if Arrow Speed, though, can get it done off that big Beyer speed figure. 5-1-2-6 for Keith, 5-6-1-3 for me. We'll wrap it up going 5.5 furlongs on the turf. Fillies and Mares 3 and up, which have started for a claiming price of 25 or less and which have never won 2, or the 25 down to 20 non-winners at 2. Take out the 9 Happy Hour Joker. Michael Sanchez aboard the 6 I Think I Love Ya. Let's start with Jay-Z's Last Chance. Your top selection in this race, and we've got a video slide.
I thought it's really good at home. This particular day, April the 19th, and just some trouble early on. I thought you see it a couple times. Breaks a little outward, in a little close right there, a little squeeze-o. Was able to recover and back almost 10, 11 lengths out of it into the turn. Ruiz gets this horse to finish up in between horses, and that's going to be the key today. There is some flow. Obviously, interesting what Lynch is going to tell both jockeys, because I Think I Love You, She's No Uncle. Both fast. Do they want to kind of kill each other on the front end? But I think there's some other speed in here from the rail. Lena Mignata fresh off the break. So look for Jay-Z's Last Chance with a little bit better break to lay a little bit closer and bring that finish. Has to alter some course here late. I like the run. Late breaking. The Lasix was not on the overnight. It's on now on this final cut. I like this one as a shot here. A little get-out horse to make a run here for Scotty Wolfendale. Beautiful Bolt. I'll talk about that one real quick as well. Comes in for Scott Lake. Louis Acasio. I like the fact brings the rider with this 5-year-old mare. Hasn't been seen since February. Only tried the turf one time. And I think turning back in distance is going to be a key for Beautiful Bolt. Out of that race, 30 Cross came back to run big. A 79 is an allowance winner out west. This is what she needs to get back to. Given break, looking a little bit of a flow. I think this is an interesting shipper for the Great Lake.
I just think that I Think I Love You is going to show speed in here. Whether I Think I Love You is good enough to win this race, we'll find out, especially with She's No Uncle right next door. I find it hard to believe that the Lynch horses are going to duel themselves into defeat, although stranger things have happened. Maybe I Think I Love You just aimed a little too high for $40,000. First start against winners, showed that good speed inside the favorite. didn't like that she's flashing his tail in the stretch, but I think I Love You's going to show some speed in here, but you got to demand a little bit of value. What about Conceptualize? This is a horse maybe I want to fool around with a little bit in the late pick 5 and late pick 4. Last time I was kind of over and behind horses, got to the outside, kind of drifted in a little bit, but against a good field, tactical enough to just sit outside in the clear, ready to pounce.
Here's Ariel McClellan, turf at Laurel. Again, I went back and watched this race this morning, and I edited our note a little bit. You're right. Was great position around the turn, and when she eased out near in the quarter pole, was paused briefly, upper stretches. Everybody else in front of her had the momentum. She gathered herself back up and finished up okay. I think you're going to see Ruiz be able to drop in some early, save some ground, and bring a finish.
4, 5, 8, and 6 for Keith. 6, 8, 5, and 4 for me in the finale. Best play time. Keith, where are you going?
I'm going to go to Reassess, correct? I believe in race number 7, the 4. Preciado, we saw the stat. He's 4 for 17 over the last couple of years with his turf runners, 28 or 29% overall when he comes into Laurel. She pops the latches. I think she can be gone.
I'm riding along with Callie's single in the pick 5, race number 6, the 7, Efficacy. Going to have to prove the medal around 2 turns, but I like the way this horse ran sprinting last year. Want to give this horse a little bit of a chance, 5-1 on the morning line. 21 minutes to post for race number 1. Main track is fast, turf is firm. Callie Francois, Dave Rodman will take you through today's 9-race card. And speaking of the great Dave Rodman, here he is with scratches and changes.
All right, good luck, everybody.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Laurel Park. Track fast and the turf is firm. 21 minutes to post time, temperature in the 80s. 9 races on the Laurel Park card, and here's a look at your program changes. In the first race, scratch the 5, Tough Luck. Scratch the 8, Transactional. Jockey change on the 9, Praetorian Gold, J.G. Torrealba. J.G. Torrealba jockey on number 9, Praetorian Gold. Second race, 2 Style and Profile, jockey now Weston Hamilton. Weston Hamilton, weight 126. 2 Style and Profile. Race 2. No changes, third race. In the fourth, number 3, Kitty's Pretty, jockey Jan Rodriguez. Jan Rodriguez on number 3, Kitty's Pretty. Scratch number 6, Lift the Lid. Number 8, Dissolute, jockey Michael Sanchez. Michael Sanchez jockey on number 8, Dissolute. Fourth race. Fifth race, scratch number 3, Metolia's Dynamite. Scratch number 3, jockey change on the 4, Dreaming of Alice. Jan Rodriguez. Jan Rodriguez on the 4, Dreaming of Alice. Sixth race, scratch 4, Rain, Come Rain or Shine. Scratch the 5, Wrap and Send. Scratch the 8, Knocker Punk. Jockey on the 9, Super Chunk, Jan Rodriguez. Jan Rodriguez on number 9, Super Chunk. Scratch the 11, Tell Him I'm Coming. In the 7th race, number 8, Insta Party, jockey Horatio Caramanos, weight 122. Waive the apprentice allowance. Horatio Caramanos now on number 8, Insta Party. Race 7. 8th race, number 4, Your Analysis, a jockey Jim Briseno, and weight 119. Waive that apprentice allowance. Jim Briseno on the 4, Your Analysis. 9th race, number 6, I Think I Love You, jockey Michael Sanchez. Michael Sanchez on the 6. Scratch number 9, Happy Hour Joker. Scratch the 9. 9th race. Following the 9th race, races 10 through 19. Racing will continue from Club Hípico Santiago, Chile. Track fast, turf firm. Chesapeake pick 6. Carry over $5,704. Chesapeake pick 6 starts in race 4. 6th race jackpot super high 5. Carry over $9,017. And remember the early and late value pick 5 plays. Early and late 12% takeout. 17 minutes to the opener. Start of that early value pick 5. Good luck this afternoon at Laurel Park.